Hey guys, this is Frodan with GameSpot at the Battle.net World Championships Day number 2 with none other than Sean Day9 Plot.
Day number 9 here.
Which it feels like Day 9 after a huge marathon. Sean, how are you enjoying Shanghai now that you've been here for a few days?
You know, it's a little unfortunate that always with so much of the international travel, I see a lot of convention centers. Most places in the world are a bunch of computers to me. But the view is insane from the hotel. We have this like 40, 50 some story hotel, and just Shanghai is enormous. I mean, it's funny how in, especially in America, you think about New York as being a big city, or LA. But I mean, Shanghai and Seoul dwarf any place you'll ever be, ever, by a considerable margin. They make New York look like a bunch of huts where people get their water in buckets and, you know, cook on wood. It's just a completely different scale out here. So you absolutely should come, and the food's really tasty.
How do you think WCS has played out this entire year? Do you think Blizzard really saw their vision come true? Because we have seen a lot of good foreigners show up to this tournament relative to the Koreans.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it's been really cool to see, especially in the group stages, so many different countries represented, and a lot of big upsets in the early stages, like Titan taking down Curious, and can't remember his name. CJ Hero. There we go. I remember the games better than the player's name. You have really big surprises like Suppy performing amazingly, going on a, what, like 8-0 run before finally losing to Parting. I mean, there was a lot of really, really interesting results, but I mean, per usual, the Koreans start to work their way to the top, and that's really, I mean, I would say to be expected, but this has been a nice opportunity to yet again give a nice ground for people to do that one step at a time level of progress. I mean, especially I think Suppy is one of the best examples of it, where he narrowly got in at the U.S. level, and then narrowly got in again at the North American level. Actually, Astoji was unable to attend just due to the fact of school, so he replaced him. But you saw Suppy get better and better from event to event, and really, really, really devote an excessive time to practicing. So I think that that will continue the trend in 2013 as we see people, again, having that opportunity to step up. So I don't even know if I answered your question. I just talked a lot, so, you know. Well, it's been a long weekend, so, you know, it happens.
No, you answered it perfectly, and you gave me a nice little lead-in actually to the next question.
Bring it on.
We talk about the improvements from year to year. 2011 has seen a lot of changes, or sorry, 2012 has seen a lot of changes in 2011, especially dating from a BlizzCon a year ago. What are some things that you feel like we've improved a lot as a community or as a scene, and what can we continue to do in 2013?
I think one of the biggest things that I'm really excited to see is the amount of cooperation that's sort of happening across all fronts, because it's one of those things where it's easy, you know, from an outsider perspective especially, to think about, oh, who's going to win, who's going to come out on top, you know, who's really the best league and tournament. But if another league comes up and it grows the scene, everyone benefits. It just helps so much. I mean, especially like the recent MLG DreamHack ESL partnership, helping to deal with that huge problem that's been happening lately, which is just oversaturation. Players are exhausted, observers are exhausted, tournament organizers are exhausted, just back to back to back to back to back. Having that coordination, I think, is one of the biggest improvements. But also how bold a lot of people have been, I think, is really exciting. I mean, Blizzard took kind of a large risk, just saying, you know what, we're going to have a global tournament of ridiculous scope. Blizzard, for its entire history, has basically said, we make games, we're not an event company. We do not organize tournaments, we develop games, and that's what we do. And then saying, you know what, let's go ahead and go into event production and do the hugest thing that the entire scene has seen yet. It's very ambitious, and it's really impressive that it's come this far. So I'm hoping to see more down the line.
That's a great answer, Sean, and I think I also want to try to expand it. 11 out of 10 Sean's out of 10, 11, 10 Sean's. I want to also broaden the scope a little bit of maybe even going back before you even were a pro gamer, because about 2005, 2006, 6, 7 years ago, you were at WCG, you were competing, you were on the international stage trying to get your spot against the Koreans. Now we've seen the scene completely grow.
I was eliminated by a Korean in 2004, yeah.
So now we've seen the scene grow and expand to this point. What would you like to see in 6, 7 more years as well? I know that's really shooting far, but if you can extrapolate, what would be your dream and your vision?
Give me the mic, Frodan. All right. I've had this answer many times before, and I'm going to give it again. high school leagues. I think that is the prime example of cultural embeddedness. That you think of something like football. Football, like American football, sorry, Europe. You know, American hand egg, you know, the thing with like the leather coney, dude. I'm great at descriptions. Oh, yeah. Occasionally, but not always. Okay, so American football is stupidly complicated in terms of rules. It's just the concept of downs and kickoffs and onside kicks and what offsides is and the idea of all that is quite complicated. But no one's ever looked at a manual ever. No, I've never opened the rule book to football, and yet I know all the rules to football because my friends and my family acted as the manual. It was a cultural manual. And high school, I think, is a huge part of that you go into high school sports, you see it, it's all around you, and I'd want that for StarCraft. Even something like chess. Not a lot of people invest in chess or play a lot, but they know about it. A lot of people know the rules of it. They know how the pieces move, that the knight moves in a little L. And if that carried over to StarCraft with high school leagues, then I think that would be the biggest sign of success. But it's very difficult to, again, get it in at that level. It takes buy-in from the schools. And I'm hoping that, MLG just released, explosive viewership growth in 2012. I hope it happens again in 2013 so people start to have that automatic click where if you did go to high school and you said, hey, can you start an esports club? They'd go, oh, yeah, I know what that is. And then support it.
That's actually really cool to see, StarCraft continue to break cultural bounds if we can get that, especially since there are some high school leagues going around. Sean, before I let you go, we always do like a quick rapid fire section, just a couple questions, and just the first thing that pops in your mind, just hit me. You ready? All right. Favorite caster to work with other than yourself?
Diapollo, he makes me giggle.
Favorite Zerg to watch right now?
Suppy, he's cheerful.
Favorite Protoss to watch right now?
Liquid Hero, very creative.
Favorite Terran to watch?
MVP, he wins all the time.
Most underhyped story of BWC?
Probably Evil Genius's Suppy.
I can agree with that one. And the last one is, who is going to win the third place prize?
Sam! Oh, no!
Oh, thank you so much, Sean. Follow Sean on Twitter at Day9.TV on pretty much everything he ever does. And if you want more, go to GameSpot.com/esports for all of our coverage for BWC.